to the hood with $500 million, they gonna get robbed. Think Jake is gonna hood Jake? He broke. He ain't got nothing. You think he gonna let a person come in the hood showing off his money, $500,000? They'll show it on YouTube and TV, and around their hood friend, around their elite type of friends. But you ain't gonna see that money, man. You know, that's why we Most High cut us off from that to believe in those things, man, because it does nothing for us, man.
Right. We put our hope in the spiritual things.
Spiritual things,
we put
man.
Our hope in the word. We put our hope in Yahweh Shai that He's going to come back and deliver us. Man.
That's how we know the spirit is real. That's how we know the spirit is real, man, because we see the corruption that all this physical things bring, man. You know, nobody could grab your spirit. They could try to weary your spirit if you ain't strong in faith. But if the Most High puts that faith in you and it grows and it's solid, nobody can take that away from you, man.
You know? It's best to fear the Most High. He can actually destroy your spirit.
Yeah.
Don't fear this white man.
Yeah. You're right. It says, fear him that's able to cast kill the body and the soul into hell, man.
Yeah.
Man. Those spirits that are on crack and subject to the vanity and subject to faggotism, those spirits got left out from the spirit of the Most High, man. Those are our own people, man. All Israel's supposed to be upright, man. There's not supposed to be one sodomite of Israel. There's not supposed to be one whore of Israel. All our people are supposed to be upright, but when you see our people, you be like, damn, that's what the Most High can leave your spirit out there to be. If you playing with his spirit, if you playing with the Father's spirits, he could turn his back on you and you'll become one of those things, man. That's a scary thing, man. You know? Our people on drugs and don't even know. They've taken Molly and all these pills and heroin and drugged up. They don't even know who they are, man. You got drunk people that pass by us, or a dude with his ass out. You don't want to, you know, if you saw your father or your brother like that, man, it might bring you to tears, man.
Yeah. People are done, man.
People are, they finished, man.
Destroyed, man.
It's a sad thing to see Israel, man.
The elect, you know, the hopeful elect,
Yeah.
they're the only hope.
They're the only hope.
They're the only hope for our people.
That's why we always mention the hopeful elect. They're the only hope, man. Because if not, like we said, your daughter's going to grow up to be a whore. She's going to be a whore. If she ain't growing up in this truth, in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, she's bound to whoredism. You got Cardi B influencing these bitches to be whores, man. Young girls shaking their ass like Cardi B already. 5 years old.
It's harder and harder even to be a father.
Yeah. They making it hard to be a father, man.
Yeah, your daughter, if this generation coming up, these little kids, man, if the Lord don't come back and destroy, they're going to be whores.
They're going to be whores. The sons are going to be faggots or pimps. You know, mainly faggots pretty much. That's what it's going to, all going to. It's all going to hell, man. This whole place. And the reason why, hey, if you ain't standing up for the truth, you know, you either a 2/3 or you a Edomite, whatever, or these other nations. But you're not important, man. You know, you're born in vain, man. All Israel gonna make it. 2/3 are gonna come back through the elect, but on this side they're not gonna make it, man. The missiles are coming for judgment upon those who live ungodly, man. And there's nothing that you can do about it. We love our mothers, we love our fathers, our brothers and sisters. But if they're living wicked, what can we do about it? We're here to warn them. That's the love that we have for them. They're here to warn them, man, of this place that's on fire, man. That's about to burn, man. That's the most we can do. We can't. We can't. Yeah, you think we go like the Jehovah Witness? They knocking on everybody's door. You think we're going to get an economy car and go around picking people up on a bus and shit and taking them to this building like the damn churches do? That ain't going to save people's lives. You drop them back at home and they go about their life. You don't build up their spirit for these times coming to resist the evil and wicked spirits, man. We up against spiritual wickedness in high places. things that people can't even see, man. You got voices whispering, demonic voices whispering to people, man. That if you ain't in the spirit, you'll listen to them damn voices, man. Yeah. Take your kids to the river and dump them all out and let them drown. There's plenty of so-called black women that have said that they listen to the spirits, that they spirits told them to drop their kids in the river, man, or drop them off of a bridge. And she's considered insane, but that's a woman that was born of our people, that was grew up in a normal life. She just happened to get into the wrong shit and get into witchcraft or whatever and start listening to them spirits, man. You know? That could happen to anybody, man. But that's why the Most High deals with certain people, man, because it's going to take a certain kind of a man to walk a certain kind of path, man. That path is not for everybody to walk.
Straight and narrow.
That's straight and narrow, man.
Straight gate.
That straight gate. That one slip, it could be over. That's how narrow it is. That one man go at it in at a time, man.
One man at a time.
You know, you can't. You can't take all your family and all. That's all get. No, man. A lot of your family ain't gonna make it because they're not willing to go that one man at a time straight path, man. You know, everybody wants to just. I just wish everybody can have a good heart. That's what a lot of people say. Why can't we all just Most High just give us all a good heart? Because that's too easy, man. That means you didn't really build up to become that person, man. Become that spirit that the Most High wants you to be, man. This takes some certain ingredients, man.
Like discipline.
That discipline.
Disciple.
Yeah.
Discipleship.
Remember how we talk about the old school all the time? How when a woman cooked, she took her time cooking, and she may even know how good it smells. She says not ready yet. Everything took. That's why, like old school, you know. I'm not saying that young brothers, you know, don't have that spirit. Some brothers have old souls. They were here before. They have knowledge of that. But back then, it was appreciation for the patience of things, man, to come. You know, it was a way that a woman cooked, that you loved the woman because she put her all in it. She took her time. She thought of things to make a meal better for you. Or it took certain ingredients to come together to make that perfect meal, man. That if you left one thing out, you'd be like, yeah, something's off. Well, that's the kind of ingredients that we're becoming to show the Most High, man. The perfect ingredient, made of this, he's made of that. He come from, you know, a low place. He come from this place. He come from an educational background that he could use according to this truth. You know. Got some brothers that are more don't mean that they're less brotherly because they're hard or they have an edge about them. It's just that's what's needed in Israel as far as that ingredients coming together, man. That diversity, man.
Stone. Every brother represents a stone.
Yeah.
Each brother has his own background.
Yep.
You know?
That's why when our children grow up like young women, when they grow up around their auntie, they get some from her, get some from the mother. Mother might be hard on you. Sometimes your auntie is hard on you like your mother. Sometimes your mother's the nicest. With all those ingredients, but this time Most High is doing it in righteousness. That's the difference, man. We're not growing up to be shared among a wicked conversation to learn more wickedness, man. Most High is cutting that off and saying everybody you meet is going to give you some great from some spiritual. That's what's going to be in the kingdom. It's going to be all spirit. You're going to go to your auntie. She's going to have none but spiritual wisdom to give you. Or a man, you know, your father, especially your father, your brother, none but brotherly love. Yeah. You know, you get a different kind of brotherly love from another, and then this brother, a different kind of brother, but it's the same, but it's You know, it's the diversity. You know, that's the beauty of Israel, man. But these nations ain't got it, man. You know, these nations ain't got it, man. There's something beautiful about every tribe of Israel, man.
Yeah. Tribe,
You know, we see the difference.
Yeah.
We see the difference between Benjamin women and Judah women. Especially the northern tribes.
Oh, yeah.
They got spices and cha-cha dances and salsa. And you're like, damn. You know? That's crazy if you don't believe that Israel is the chosen people, man.
Negroes, Latinos, and you
Yeah.
don't believe that.
Yeah. Native
Latinos aren't the Israelites.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Native Americans, how they speak, you know,
Spirit.
they speak, you know, like, and about the earth and
Oh yeah,
you know,
the connection they have with
connection
the
with the
man.
earth, man.
Man, everybody loves Native Americans.
Yeah, man.
That's like the
Peaceful.
one. That's like the one people that Esau will actually admit to
Yeah.
being Israelite.
Exactly.
He brought it out. What is this? That
Come on, man.
religion?
Mormonism.
Well, yeah. They straight up tell you the Native
on, man.
Americans were the Israelites.
But and yet we this Northern Kingdom in the camps, and we uplift our brother, but at the same time they trying to demonize us and shit.
Yeah.
But y'all admitted yourself that they were the Israelites. You got it in your shows and movies. He's an engine. He's one of them Israelites. Y'all the biggest hypocrites in the world, man. That's why the Most High is not dealing with you all, man. You Edomites, you heathens, you so-called Christians, man.
Yeah.
You know. So go ahead. So that was Abraham, man. You know, and go to all the way to 13. What verse you in?
7.
Go ahead.
Back in Romans 4:7, saying, "Blessed are they whose iniquities are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man."
That starts with the elect, but it trickles down to Israel. But through us being chosen and being the people who we are, y'all nations are gonna get y'all's land.
Yeah.
You know, so y'all should be glad that we the chosen people, man.
Yeah. After 1,000 years,
You gonna give your land. You know, you're gonna have to pay tribute and all that, but who wouldn't pay tribute to a righteous king, man, or a priest? Like you go to certain jobs, if your you know,
since the rest of the dead shall live again.
yeah,
So the other nations going back to their system.
yeah,
Like brother said, you got to pay tribute to the gods
Yep.
of the planet Earth, which
Yeah.
you're willingly going to do.
yeah, willingly. But you go to certain jobs, you can have a hell of a boss that gives you hell all the time, or you can go to a job, even though your boss gets paid more and he's over you, you still get a portion of what you're, you know,
Yeah.
of who you are and that.
Yeah, we're going to be like Esau, just continue to
Exactly.
fuck you up after slavery.
Exactly.
After your slavery, yeah, you got to continue to keep our laws, our statutes, our commandments. After that, we're going to let y'all go to your own land, do your thing.
Yeah. 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 Go ahead. Yeah, what's the problem?
Saying,
Yeah, go ahead.
"Blessed are they whose iniquities are forgiven
Yeah.
and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord will not impute sin. Cometh this blessedness then upon the circumcision only, or upon the uncircumcision also? For we say that faith was reckoned to Abraham for righteousness.
Yep, go ahead.
How was it then reckoned?"
How was it then reckoned? Because Abraham was yet circumcised. So wouldn't that be a conflict of, you know, being that he was counted by faith, but, you know, I mean, but still got circumcised. Go ahead, read it.
How was it then reckoned? When he was in circumcision or in uncircumcision?
Yeah, when did the faith take place? When he was uncircumcised or when he was circumcised? When did it start working? Well, faith has always been, yeah, go ahead.
Not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision.
Not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision. Not that you shouldn't get circumcised, But it was just for the showing of that faith at the time, because he still got circumcised. So the Most High it did something right there to show that faith is working in the earth with his men. Because, you know, remember it said, hey, faith is a gift. It's for certain men, man. A lot of people ain't gonna have faith and get to see that faith or experience faith. You know, but faith worked in Abraham before he got circumcised, and then when he got circumcised, you know, everybody think, oh well, we're the children of Abraham, and everybody can make it because Abraham is faith, and faith just sprinkled all across the world. It was a showing of what was to come, man. How the Most High was going to take those same people that from Moses that were losing their grounds and that didn't know the workings of the Spirit had not taken place yet, to where they could understand faith, to where now it's shown in Abraham, dealing with the same people of Israel. Because back in Moses, when they was dying, they was like, man, it would be hard to have faith if your children, you know, you seeing people die and getting stoned, and you were like, man, Lord, what is the laws doing for us? Like, we just seeing our people die, and it's grievous, Lord, to keep the laws. Like, it's hard. Well, now you have faith shown through Abraham. You can get it together now. You got men on the earth having faith, seeing, you know, beyond this physical world, showing you the beauty of faith. Now you can get it together. What's the problem now? Go ahead.
And he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith, which he had yet been uncircumcised.
See? He received a seal. He was yet uncircumcised. Wait, read that again.
Done. And he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith, which he had yet been uncircumcised.
So it was a seal already that the Most High made of the circumcision, to where to that faith to be shown before he got circumcised. So that faith was already working in Abraham even before the circumcision, but still that seal of circumcision was there. That was going to continue. So even though you're getting circumcised, you know, that's still counted for being righteous. But remember the faith that was sealed. Remember, you know, because let's say, like, okay, it was based on the law. We get circumcised and we just sit back and say, Lord, I got circumcised. But our heart wasn't within the it wasn't meaningful for us when we got circumcised.
Right.
We didn't count it as a meaningful act. We just did it because we thought it's pleasing the Lord. Okay, and then we go off and do some sins.
Right. You gotta be circumcised in your heart.
You got to be circumcised in your heart, man. And if you circumcise in your heart, you're going to get circumcised. And then it's going to be really meaningful. That's why I said the law is good. For him that doeth it, the law. If you do the law, it's good. You know, it's not, it says, shall we avoid the law? No, Most High forbid. But you got to understand that even if you get circumcised, that don't mean that you love the Lord. You got to do it with your heart, all your heart and your soul. You got to really mean it. Like some of us was just getting circumcised because, you know, to please the flesh. You know, to please your, you know, your girlfriend or something or whatever. Like, or, you know, to say, yeah, I got circumcised, you know. No. And then you look upon the uncircumcised, yeah, well, y'all ain't circumcised, so I'm better than y'all. You know, but if you ain't circumcised within your heart, you ain't really meaningful about pleasing the Lord, man. So now you be like, well, I got circumcised. You tell your brother, hey, man, you should get circumcised. You don't look upon your brother like, I ain't circumcised, so y'all can't. Nah, man, you wish your brother could get circumcised. You pray for your brother to get circumcised too. That's the real meaning of being really in the spirit and being really of a circumcised sized heart, man. You know? Go ahead.
That he might be the father of all them that believe,
Yep.
though they be not circumcised, that righteousness might be imputed unto them also.
Yeah, the righteousness. So you think everybody's gonna be circumcised when Yahweh Shai come back? Or you think, you know what I'm saying, you think, you know, some...
A lot of that stuff's that micro dust. It's not just the chip. I think that's like, we're way past that now with the like nano dust. But they're going to use that as like a...
So what are you saying?
I'm saying that like the microchip...
It's going to come in another form than,
yeah, I think
other
it's
than the
they're way past that.
So what are you
But they're going to definitely use the microchip
Okay.
as a way to kind of like generally like, hey, this is... But I think this shit's so nanoed now.
Okay.
It's already in us. It's smart dust. It's everywhere.
So what you saying? Everybody got the mark of the beast?
Currently, right now, I think they got a... I don't know about a mark of... You're right. See, the mark of the beast has got to be identified as the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
It's gotta be
Right,
decision.
so I'm not saying...
Okay.
I'm not saying along with it, but yeah, along with it, the mark of the beast is already out there because this nano dust works just the same way, if not even better.
No, but yeah, okay. But what is when you say nano dust? What do you mean? Like,
I mean, like
it can get on your skin?
Macroscopic dust sprayed by like chemicals. I don't know if you have research on it. I'm sure you do.
Okay.
Type in smart dust, nano dust.
But is it floating in the air?
It's everywhere. It's
Okay.
all over the place.
So
it's in you. It's
so
in me.
It's in you.
It's in everybody.
So
it's spread out across the population.
Okay. So if it's in you, right?
Yeah. Could be active, could not be. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how
You
they
know what
engineer it.
I know they
have that.
You
shit
know
out
why they're coming out with the microchip, right?
Well, the microchip's
RFID chip.
Yeah. That's
But
all-
you know why they present it?
to control us.
Control it. So you saying that dust is floating around and able to control us right now?
I'm saying that it's one of the engineering tools is nano dust.
They're gonna,
Smart dust.
it's going to be so technically advanced that it's going to be able to control you without implementing something into you.
Don't know about controlling me, but I think it could go a lot farther than just a microchip. Yeah, I think it's not really. I don't see why they couldn't use it for, controlling a guy's thinking or thoughts. Or I'm sure they could use that way. I also think. I'm just saying that I'm not giving up on the microchip.
You believe in the system. You believe in the so-called white man. Believe in the system that much to where you think they can put nano dust particles to control somebody.
Magellan's disease. Look these up. These are real things where there's like fucking
Well, I believe
strange
that
shit.
there's vibrations in the earth.
You got the chemtrails.
Yeah, you got
Chemtrails are part of that. It's boron,
Yeah.
all these metals. Those are and it works like a fungus. And with the right type of ray or whatever, it can activate it. These little things can literally clip around your nerves.
Yeah, but I'm
But yeah, the microchip is certainly going to be like the one the
But
general
what they
public
want,
sees.
yeah,
That's
but
the prophecy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the vehicle.
But what they want,
for the
what
narrative.
they want is a solid form of some technical device that's being able to be implanted in each human being for a tracking device.
Yes.
They're not going to be radically putting nano dust.
But they already have. I'm
Yeah,
saying they
but
already have.
it's already. But I'm talking about to actually implement that
Yeah,
control.
the vehicle. Yeah, for the narrative.
For the control.
It's a chip.
Yeah,
It's going to
for
be a
the
small
control.
chip. So they can. So the illiterate guy out of a
Exactly.
hut who doesn't know shit
'Cause
can
it's-
say, "Oh, that's a chip. Okay, I know what that does."
Yeah.
But even though it's useless,
It's
'cause it
vibra-
doesn't even need to be there. It's already there.
It's vibrations on this earth that's been going. It's 5G and
Yeah, that's part of it.
Wi-Fi,
Yeah,
all that,
generation.
but it's
Yeah.
not controlling people.
I think it is. I think a lot of it is mind control. I guarantee MK Ultra.
I know what
think
you're
a lot of that
saying.
shit is
I
on
know
there.
what you're saying. That's the part of it. But it's going to take some physical, technical device for them to directly control each individual.
I think that's already there in the smart dust. But I also am saying that they're going to have a vehicle.
That's the vehicle
That
we're
has to
talking
be a
about.
choice.
The RFID chip. That's the vehicle.
Yeah,
we're talking
that's what they. That's like. But in reality, they're way past that technology already. And in fact, it's being I'm not trying to come up. I'm not poking holes in the truth.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that. I'm
Yeah.
saying that.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's old news. That's
Yeah.
just like from the '70s. Like that shit right there is ancient. What they have now it's beyond. It's so demonic. But I do have a
I
good
know what you're
news,
saying.
gospel, that it's going to end in a nuclear war.
Yeah.
And we need to get out of proverbial Babylon. We need to go to the village on the hill.
Sure.
We need to find our small area. Because if we don't, no one's going to pass it on to the. No one's going to pass it on.
This is judgment of the Most High.
And that's how you guys are. Because I can't figure it out. When I saw that guy talking, it's just like so fucking stoic, like not a worry, like destruction's gonna happen no matter what. So. 1,000 times I get burnt, by so-called, hypocrites and shit. I'm just down I go, that's great. No, I'm not against it. That's a fucking pretty damn good frame of mind. That's what post religion's trying to achieve, like a solid comfort, like the Hare Krishnas. I'm just going to use as an example because they talk about death a lot. And like a kitten, the guy says, the mama cat, it just hangs, and it's like the mom is carrying it to another spot, so it's totally trusted in God, like in this metaphor.
Okay.
And at the same time, a mouse is scared to death when it's in the cat's jaws. And so what he's trying to say is, if we like trust a holy man, or I wouldn't say a spiritually adept man, like advanced, he's going to be at the time of death. He's just cool. He don't care because he's trusted like the kitten. He's just all in trusting in God's, taking her to a new place. And like I understand that where the mouse is like the average individual, unenlightened man.
Let me ask you one question,
scared.
and then we're gonna get back to the scripture.
I've got to bail.
Okay, let me
finish Babylon job.
one more question.
Yeah, I have many times. I wish I could talk.
The nano dust system,
it's
system
already
that you're talking about,
Smart dust,
you
smart
said they
dust.
need a vehicle, smart dust.
The vehicle is for population digestion.
Okay, you said so it's no longer an RFID chip or in the form of that's old school.
I'm not saying they're gonna wheel that out though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
So we figured it.
because what if some people are not affected by the nano dust, whatever?
I don't know if it's there.
How do you control them if they're not affected by it?
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Well, they're all. Okay, well, I think it does work. It does. I don't think there's any doubt that it doesn't work on everyone. I'm pretty sure of it.
Man,
I'm almost positive.
That's a lot of power to give to the left side.
I wish I could get rid of the dust. I don't know how to way around it. I don't think there's any way around it.
It's probably your own imagination. A lot of it. Go ahead.
If you believe it. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
All right.
Back in Romans 4:12, and the father of circumcision to them who are not of the circumcision only.
See what he don't know, that Esau can't pass his boundaries. So even though he's trying to move toward more technical weaponry and almost to where it's invisible, the Most High still knows where he is with his technology, and he can't go beyond his enterprise, basically. Most High said his enterprise will be interrupted. What's the other word that it uses? Intervene or interrupted, But anyway, go ahead.
And the father of circumcision to them who are not of the circumcision only,
Yeah.
but who also walk in the steps of that faith of our father, Abraham.
So the Gentiles, they were following Gentile customs, being not uncircumcised, but they could fall under the faith of Abraham, not yet being uncircumcised, but having circumcised in their hearts, in their minds, because that's a word. So what do you do when you have circumcised in your mind? What does circumcised mean? It means to cut around. It means to cut all the wickedness around you, man. To be circumcised with a new heart, a new spirit, to be pretty much obsolete from this world, to be dead to the world. So it's not talking about living in the world and embracing this new life of free spirit to where you could do as you will, man. Following the steps, it says following the steps of Abraham, which is of that same faith. What was Abraham's faith? He was being tested to sacrifice his son, man. Isaac, So, and it talked about the uncircumcised, which the Gentiles were keeping the customs that was being uncircumcised. They didn't, they didn't follow the laws, and they started doing these heathen customs. But the Most High had mercy on them for what Abraham did, and people that kept faith like him to fall under those same steps, to be counted in the fold for the reconcile of your spirit, being circumcised in your mind. But you had to cut that old man out, that old behavior, man. And that's of the world, because the Yahweh Shai even said, I am in the world, but not of the world. So it's a lot of things that's happening in this world of the customs that were built off built on abominations, built on evil worships, evil spirits that we got to cut ourselves from, man. Because what do you think? What do you think? Why was Most High dealing with Abraham? He called him his friend. Who was Abraham of? What was the purpose of Abraham with Sarah when she had Isaac, and Isaac had Jacob, and Jacob had the 12 patriots, and the 12 tribes of Israel? So y'all forget that same lineage, man. It says even in the New Testament, it says you shall see Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Why didn't it just mention Abraham if he was just that isolated faith, the dealing with the Most High, and everybody was able to come into that spiritual do as thou will faith? No, man. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you shall see them in the kingdom, and ye yourselves cast out, man. Because it was a fold of us coming back into our real state of who we are, man, as a people, who our real father is. Most High called Abraham a friend. He calling us a friend through the same spirit, the works that we're doing on the highways and byways, man. Go ahead.
Which he had been yet uncircumcised.
Yep.
For the promise that he should be the heir of the world was not to Abraham or to his seed.
See, but go ahead. Or to his seed. Now, this is the part, because everybody be like, well, see, now Abraham wasn't, and his seed, they wasn't chosen. Go ahead, read it.
Through the law.
Through the law. It wasn't through the law, but
through the righteousness of faith.
But through the righteousness of faith. So it's still dealing with the lineage of Israel. It was just not done in the faith. You know, Most High was trying to show you that faith didn't come from the doing of the law. So you know, not into Abraham and his seed through the law, but through the spirit of the righteousness of faith, man. So that we can understand there's something greater than this BS right here. There's something greater than working hard. You think you might work 10 years on the earth, and that's, you know, people think they've been going to church for years, and they be thinking, I've been serving you a long time, Lord. And then they start to realize that the church ain't even where the truth is at. You know, you gotta spew all the church, you know, all that things that you learn in this world, which churches goes by a 501c3 charter. All the things established in this world goes off the elite system of what they want to go on. But this truth, that's why they don't want it to go out. So, you know, if that was the case, they'll be talking about Abraham and Isaac and Jacob all day in the church, man. They'll have it on the news.